So there is a little bit of controversy spreading around thanks to a leak in Starfield, and everybody seems to have an opinion on it. I, of course, have an opinion on it as well, and I wanted to do a video on it because obviously Starfield is coming out in very short order, and people are wanting to hear about this. They're wanting to talk about it, so I figured I'd give my 2 cents, and thank you to all the people that are joining me lately for the Starfield coverage leading up to the launch. I hope to have a review of Starfield as well soon, so keep that in mind as we go along. Please like the video and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. It's been an absolute blast putting it together and seeing some of the positive reactions to it for a change, so that's really nice to see. And so many Xbox fans welcome as well, so this is pretty incredible stuff to see. And again, they have really done a good job of explaining things. I think Bethesda has, and you have drama, and this is always going to be the case because there's console wars. And I know some of you might not even be console gamers and you're watching my video, but you would have to agree, like, I like silly console wars, you know, go back and forth, hey, this sucks or that sucks or whatever. I get it, but I have never in my life seen it like this. And I've mentioned this in a different video as well. It's almost like Xbox isn't allowed to have anything for itself, right? If this were a PlayStation exclusive and Sony swooped in and got it, nobody would be saying any of this stuff. Nobody would care. And I can guarantee that. I can guarantee it. Now, when it comes to Starfield, there's this whole big issue thanks to leaked footage that has now been taken down. Not that leaked footage from that guy, but this is from different reviewers or people who have had the game early. And now this thing is kind of explained. There's this boundary reached issue, and it's like all this drama and nonsense. So Bethesda's epic space RPG is right around the corner. We are literally days away from early access, and springing leaks left and right, with one revealing a quote-unquote boundary reached message that caused concern with some fans. Now, Starfield is currently in the hands of reviewers, influencers, and some other players who have illegally obtained it, and somebody actually went to jail or was arrested over it. Anyway, and while sharing some real details is against the terms set out in Bethesda's non-disclosure agreements, some tidbits have made it online regardless. One video of alleged leaked gameplay showed a player running in one direction for around 10 minutes before a boundary reached message appeared on screen. Open a map to explore another region or return to your ship, it said, giving the player the option to fast travel to their ship, open the planet map, or close the message. Closing the message would let the player continue for a few steps before hitting an invisible wall that halted progression. So again, this harkens back to someone asking Pete Hines if you can explore the whole entire planet, and he said if you want to, walk on, brave explorer. So again, at first glance, the gameplay contradicts Bethesda's messaging, including the August 22nd tweet from head of publishing Pete Hines. In response to a player asking if they can explore an entire planet after landing on it, Hines says, yup, if you want to. The executive said he'd played Starfield for at least 130 hours as of August 25th. Some fans, however, upon seeing the alleged leaked gameplay, have therefore kind of said something a little bit different, claiming Bethesda is lying and the Starfield isn't a fully explorable galaxy as promised. In reality, however, no one knows the nature of the boundary reached message, though some people currently playing the game have vaguely rebuked those complaining about this situation. As reports by Kotaku streamer Darius fears, he tweeted to deny the boundary reach message is a persistent issue. He says, and I quote, "You guys probably already saw this screenshot flying around and people saying you can't explore planets and that Bethesda lied. Guys, there is nothing stopping you from exploring the planet. It just may be a loading screen, or you may have to land at the next spot, a short loading cutscene to continue exploring the same planet." Now, Windows Central's Jez Gordon, who is a friend of mine and I talk to all the time, appeared to agree. He says, and I quote, "It's not accurate info, nor the full story. Can't say more than that, really. Wait for the review embargo to lift." He said that on Twitter. The half-truths being spread are done in bad faith sometimes. No, another member of the media, Forbes' Paul Tassi, weighed in too. The Starfield boundary reach drama is very stupid, that's all I'll say. The extent of the issue, or lack for a better word, won't be clear until everyone currently playing Starfield can talk about it openly when the embargo indeed lifts on August 31st. Starfield is perhaps the most anticipated video game release in recent memory, and therefore captured the attention of fans. In some other wild and wonderful ways, Virtual sandwiches got people talking about it being locked at 30 frames per second, for example, while an ESRB rating revealed drugs in-game purchases and jetpack sex. So anyway, those looking for a taste of the game ahead of its purchase can get the Starfield, the early launch edition or whatever, and I think that's probably going to be the best way for people to kind of enjoy the game. But again, the fact that this is a drama to begin with is a bit of nonsense for me. And I actually have people messaging me nonstop trying to point to this as some kind of point of fact, when the reality is that we don't know for sure. And we've seen people actually kind of come out and contradict this. See, the good people out there that are following the NDAs, they're the ones that know best. So anybody that's going to go out there, and I can remember this, and I realize that this kind of stuff happens on all platforms, right? You will see PlayStation guys do, but I've not seen anything this bad, in my opinion, right? Where I've literally seen people on Twitter say, I know some people are doing 500 accounts on Metacritic to give 500 zero scores to the game. Like, why waste your time doing that? If you're a console gamer and you want to play Starfield, buy an Xbox, right? Play it on the cloud, play it on PC, find a way to play it. Just because it's not on PlayStation doesn't mean that you should hate it non-stop. It's kind of ridiculous. And the fact that this is even a drama, which, by the way, there's not any games that I can think of, very few anyway, that are going to just let you continue to walk and walk and walk and walk and walk, right? Like, eventually you're going to hit some kind of virtual wall or some kind of thing along those lines. And I can tell you this much. Let's just say that you can land. Listen, I'll tell you what. Another thing I heard that was absolutely ridiculous. It shows how ignorant this has gotten. Somebody on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it, was trying to make fun of Bethesda because they said you can explore any planet, but you can't land on a gas giant. And the person was like, oh man, Bethesda does nothing but lies, etc., etc. Obviously, this person does not know anything about science or what a gas giant is. So, yeah, it's gotten to the point of ridiculousness. And for me personally, I'm kind of over it. But at the same time, I like reporting on this stuff because I think people might want to hear that, hey, they're only hearing one side of this, and there could be multiple sides to kind of explain. And it looks like we're getting multiple sides from people that, honestly, that I trust and think are doing, a really good job with kind of talking about this stuff. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to link this article in the description below. This one comes specifically from, from one of those situations where it's on IGN. So again, it's just one of those things that obviously is happening. And again, I can't wait to see how people kind of react when the scores, I expect the internet to melt down if this thing scores a 90 plus on Metacritic. I honestly expect it to happen. So let me know what you guys think. And if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe, like the video. If you enjoy the content, I do daily video content. I appreciate it. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.